Before the fork, before the knife, there was the spoon. It's one of the most overlooked tools in your daily life. It's likely sitting beside your coffee cup, resting in your kitchen drawer, or clinking gently in a bowl of soup. You probably haven't given it much thought. But this tiny curved piece of metal, plastic, or wood has an origin story that stretches back over 5,000 years, a story that winds through ancient tombs, royal banquets, sacred rituals, and the factories of the Industrial Revolution. So let's journey together into the untold story of the spoon. Thousands of years ago, long before stainless steel cutlery and plastic takeout containers, early humans were already trying to solve a simple problem: how to scoop, stir, and eat without making a mess. Our ancestors likely began with their hands, cupping water and using fingers to pinch and chew. But as soon as they began cooking liquid soups, broths, grains, hands no longer worked. The need for a tool to scoop became essential, and so the spoon was born. The earliest known spoons come from ancient Egypt. Archaeologists have unearthed spoons made from wood, ivory, flint, and even bone, dating as far back as 1000 BCE. These weren't just eating tools, they were artifacts of spiritual and societal importance. Many were ornately carved, decorated with hieroglyphs and religious symbols, and placed in the tombs of pharaohs. In fact, some of the most elegant spoons were never used for food at all. Priests used them during temple rituals to mix sacred oils, to sprinkle powders, to hold perfumes. The spoon, in this sense, was more than practical. It was symbolic. It represented precision, purity, and the human need to separate and control nature. As Egyptian civilization flourished, so did the evolution of utensils. But it wasn't just Egypt. Across the Mediterranean, other cultures were crafting spoons of their own. In ancient Greece, spoons took on new shapes and names. The Greeks had a spoon called the mistron, typically made from bronze. It had a shallow bowl and a handle, and while it was used in cooking and serving, it remained mostly in elite households. In ancient Rome, spoons became more widespread, especially among the upper class. Romans developed a version called the cochlearium. This spoon had a pointed end ideal for picking out snails and olives, and a rounded bowl for scooping. By this time, the spoon was both tool and status symbol. A finely crafted spoon signaled education, refinement, and wealth. Poorer Romans still used their hands or basic wooden implements, but the elite dined with silver spoons, and yes, that's where the phrase "born with a silver spoon in your mouth" originates. As the Roman Empire expanded across Europe, so too did its culinary customs. Spoons made their way into Germanic tribes, Celtic communities, and eventually into medieval Europe. But for many centuries, spoons were still not commonplace in every household. Eating remained largely a hands-on affair. Bread was used as a scoop, stews were drunk from the bowl, and fingers were favored for grasping meat. It wasn't until the Middle Ages that the spoon began to emerge as a more widely used tool. During the 13th and 14th centuries, spoons became cherished gifts. It was common for godparents to give a silver spoon at a child's christening again, a tradition that reinforced the spoon as a symbol of wealth and love. These spoons were often engraved with saints, religious symbols, or family crests. In this period, many spoons were made of pewter or wood. Wealthy families had collections of silver spoons, often monogrammed, passed down through generations. These weren't just utensils, they were heirlooms. In the 16th century, thanks to increased global trade and expanding empires, more materials became available. Exotic woods, precious metals, and intricate designs began appearing across Europe. Spoons became fashionable, collectible, and even decorative. The Tudors in England, for example, had spoon collections displayed in cabinets. Queen Elizabeth I reportedly had a personal set of silver spoons with gemstone inlays. Still, The average person often owned just one spoon used for every meal, carried in a pouch or pocket. It wasn't uncommon for travelers or soldiers to bring their own spoon when moving between inns or camps. Then came the Industrial Revolution, and with it everything changed. The invention of machinery and mass production in the 18th and 19th centuries brought spoons into every household. No longer handcrafted or exclusive, spoons could be stamped, molded, and polished by the thousands. Factories in Sheffield, England, and other manufacturing hubs became centers for cutlery production. Suddenly, the spoon wasn't just a personal object, it was part of a set. Knife, fork, spoon, the modern trio of Western dining. By the 20th century, the spoon had diversified. Teaspoons, tablespoons, soup spoons, dessert spoons. Specialized tools for specific needs. Stainless steel became the material of choice, cheap, durable, and easy to clean. Then came plastic. In the 1950s, with the rise of fast food and convenience culture, disposable plastic spoons flooded the market. They were everywhere, from ice cream shops to airplane meals. Cheap to make, light to carry, and thrown away after one use. But with plastic came problems. Waste. Pollution, environmental impact. And so, in recent decades, we've seen a new movement, a return to sustainable spoons. Bamboo, cornstarch, edible spoons, spoons made from recycled metals. People are once again rethinking the humble utensil, trying to balance convenience with responsibility. Through it all, the spoon remains a constant in human civilization. From tombs to temples, castles to cafeterias, think about it. That spoon in your hand is part of a lineage older than empires, deeper than you imagined. It has passed through hands that built pyramids, dined with emperors, and stirred the same kinds of soups we eat today. So the next time you stir your coffee or sip your cereal, pause for a moment. You're not just eating. You're participating in 5,000 years of human innovation, ritual, and daily life. All through a single simple spoon.